Well, everybody, welcome back once again to the Hillside. Today I want to show you something that's going on with some of my cabbage plants that maybe you've experienced or maybe you haven't and you don't know what's going on. So I let these cabbages overwinter and I knew it was going to happen, but I just kind of did it for an experiment. Now this is what is called bolting. Okay, if you've ever heard that term bolting and maybe you didn't know what it meant, well, after the plant, cabbages, cauliflowers, broccoli, collards, etc., all the brassica plants are what they call biennials, as in they'll grow the first year and we'll eat the immature plants basically for our own food. However, this cabbage here, where it overwintered, it stores all the energy, and here it is mid-April. We've had a couple of warm days which has triggered the plant to bolt. And if you look right here, these may look like broccoli, and that's because all brassicas had the same general flower head configuration here. So cabbage, being one of the older relatives, I think collards may have been the original of the brassicas, I think from the research I've done, they've all shared the same lineage. So if this happens to your plant, yes, you're going to need to throw it away unless you want it to go completely to seed, which is fine if you want to save your own seed. But I like to take the these little immature flower stalks right here, and this, go ahead and eat it. It tastes just like broccoli. It's super sweet. I like to do this in the early spring when the plants do bolt, and then you have a nice little early spring snack, especially when nothing else is really growing in the garden whatsoever. So this is kind of like an early treat. I can treat myself to, and the rest then just goes to the compost pile. So there were a total of 5 cabbages I let overwinter just for the experiment, and here's the other one, and one right here are doing the very typical bolting stage of their lifespan here. But looking down here, these two, I'm not quite sure. I think tonight I'm actually going to harvest one of these here and see if they actually did make a head or what's going on. But this might have actually survived and not bolted right away. But I think I need to harvest this now, because if I wait any longer, then it is going to start bolting. So let me go ahead and get my my tools out here. I'm going to go ahead and harvest this thing, and we're going to just look at it and see what's inside. All right, so let's do that. Okay, so these, by contrast, are first year plants. These are cauliflower plants that I'm growing from seed this year, and these will not bolt. So these are what's, we're going to harvest these this season. So as contrast to the cabbages that overwintered, you can kind of tell a difference. Like, this is the first year of their life, and what happens in the second year of their life is they're going to go to bolt and go to seed and produce the seed pods like I showed you. So let me go ahead and show you that cabbage cut up and show you what the actual inside of the cabbage looks like once it has gone to seed and to bolt. All right, so I've kind of harvested this cabbage head and kind of split it apart to show you guys what the inside looks like. And yes, it was not forming a head. It is very much going to bolt, just maybe more delayed than the other 3. But do check this out. So you got the central stem here. It's kind of neat to see how the cabbage actually grows when it grows out past what you might get at the grocery store. So it has a central stem, and as you kind of progress up here, it was kind of curling in on itself, and here are those immature flower buds right there, very well blanched, I guess, from no lack of sunlight. So maybe it was trying to go to seed and try to bolt, but it just couldn't because it was too bound up there. So that's what that means. So yeah, if you ever experience this in your garden, you don't know what's going on with your plants. This is very common for lettuce, especially when the warm temperatures hit. Your nice cool season crops are going to try to go to seed. At this point, the leaves are really not edible. They're going to be very bitter, very tough, because they're at the end of their life. And they're just basically trying to make seeds, and then they're going to die. That's just what they're going to do. So you can't keep it from doing this. Once the plants actually enter this stage, it is game over. Don't even worry about it. Just pull them up, dig them out, unless you really grow them from the seed, which is fine. You want to start saving your own seeds from your own cabbages, just like this little guy right here. You could do that, but they'll be more susceptible to pests. You got to start fighting off the cabbage worms and things like that. So the longer you keep them around, the more odds that you're going to get some pests involved with that. And for that just showing you here, I mean, look, this is just the base where the cabbage was, and there are slugs here. The slugs have destroyed all of these leaves here. So it's just a matter of time. So the entire plant itself is going to be just infested with more and more plants, more pests on your plants, I'm trying to say. You just can't talk today, guys, sorry. Yeah, so there you go. So I'll go ahead and wrap it up and leave it there. So that's what it means to bolt for cabbage and collards and other brassica plants. Hope you found this informative, and do check back next time with more hillside gardening information, and I hope to see you then. All right, guys, until next time, bye-bye.